started right away, and just take it away.
Okay. It's called adrenal exhaustion. And because the adrenal glands guide the reactions of the body to stress, everybody has a problem with that. Stress here, stress there. But the adrenal glands are going to tell you when to stand up for what you have to stand up against. But the adrenal glands also are trying to fight off the long-term factors of stress. And adrenal exhaustion occurs whenever those little glands on the kidneys wear out. Continual production of cortisol, that's a hormone, a stress hormone. And if you have too much cortisol production, then the body is just punching out cortisol after cortisol. The fatigue level is overwhelming. Most important, we have to understand that whenever this happens, we're out of balance hormonally speaking. So the question comes tonight, as you can see on the board, are you tired for no reason? Do you have trouble getting up in the morning? Are you using way too much caffeine? Are you feeling run down? Do you crave the salty stuff? And then you turn right around and crave the sweet stuff. And you get overwhelmed, and you're just absolutely unable to bounce back. You get sick, you just can't get over it. And Jack, a lot of these people that have it, they have the I can't sleep syndrome. They are extremely sensitive to certain smells or different odors. They usually will have a sudden drop in their blood sugar levels. That leaves their body nervous and shaky. Poor concentration is a part of the adrenal system. Dizzy when you get up out of a chair too fast. Irritability, short fuse on the temper control, too sensitive to the lights, and all that goes right in there with those cravings. So here's the symptoms. They're on the board. Fatigue, tired, and I mean when it has that word chronic in there, it's more than one day at a time. Look out. The adrenal glands have been whooped. And sometimes when you get into mully grubs and the moody blue, that dark depression just shows right up. Did you know that a low back pain is usually a good indicator that that body is well being beaten up in the adrenal stress factor? People with skin problems, arthritic pains, people with high triglycerides, people that go to their physician and they say osteopenia, osteoporosis, bone loss, that is a direct, unique link to the adrenal system. People who have asthma more severe or allergies more severe, look out, adrenal system. And all these things are hormonally balanced. We always know when we hear somebody talk about their adrenal system, because the first thing they do is they say, oh, Brother Charlie, I can't lose weight no matter what I do. I try to get sufficient rest. I might get me a cat nap at night, and then I wake up and I can't get a good night's rest all night. And now I'm just more tired the next day. So what are the culprits? What is behind the reason that people come down with adrenal stress? It's just a steady flow of cortisol. And we know without a doubt that when these people have their medical physical exams, we start looking at their ACTH levels, their cortisol levels, their DHEA levels, and you know, most of the time they don't even show up necessarily on a physical exam. But if somebody is suboptimal, subclinical, not quite strong in the adrenal system, they can have every one of those symptoms we mentioned a while ago. So one way you can do to quickly check your adrenal system is sit down in a chair for a good 5 minutes, then take your blood pressure. Now that you got that blood pressure written down, stand up and take your blood pressure again. And I guarantee you that if your adrenal system is down and you're fatigued, your blood pressure will be lower when you stand than it is when you're sitting, and they should be the same. They should be one and the same. So we look at all these factors that mess with the adrenal system, and we have a plethora of reasons people all over the place are coming down with adrenal fatigue. Anger will just throw cortisol all over the blood system. Overwork, fear, worry, anxiety. People that are nutritionally deficient, they're lacking the B1, B3, B6, B12. People that are depressed, people that are overwhelmed with guilt, physical and mental strain. People that work out in gymnasiums and they don't know when to quit on the 10 count and they go excessive on their exercise. People with hypoglycemia, low blood sugars, it stresses the adrenal system. People that don't like their job, people who work too much at their job, people who have a too demanding a boss when they do go to their job. People that skip meals and don't eat faithfully or regularly. People that don't get a good night's sleep. People that go to sleep too late at night. People that have come out of surgery, trauma, or injury. Anybody with a chronic inflammation, chronic infection, chronic pain, chronic asthma, chronic allergies, that always scoots the cortisol levels higher. People that are exposed to toxic chemicals, people who have problems with malabsorption or maldigestion, they just too much heartburn, not enough good. People who have sugar always in their daily routine. People who go to colleges and universities. Today's universities are strapping those kids. They put more on them than the human body's capable. And unfortunately, adrenal stress is a major university problem. Single moms who have to do the work of dad, mom, and all the others and take care of them children. Most of the time when we measure their adrenal system, they are absolutely fatigued. So what we're going to do, tonight we're going to talk about how to give yourself an adrenal tune-up. We're going to talk about some simple things that you can do right now, just sitting there listening. And one of the main things is learning how to breathe. Just sit back and breathe in through your nose. Fill your lungs till you make those lungs go all the way down to the abdomen, to that diaphragm knows you are there. And then slowly exhale out of your mouth. And if you'll do that several times a day, but do it at least 3 to 4 to 5 times while you're doing it at the time, you'll find out that exchange of carbon dioxide and oxygen is an amazing adrenal tune-up. Learn to say no when you have too much on your plate. Hey, you know what you can do. And I've always been a big proponent of, as a man saith, that's how he's going to react, that's how he's going to be. Just learn how to seize the day and smile and be positive in what you have to say. And then we get down to the nutrition. You got to have fruits and vegetables. You're probably going to need to eat at least 10 different fruits and vegetables per day. You say, well, Brother Charlie, that's an impossibility. Not when you're in the Is-Xperia family, because 1 scoop of OPC, 1 scoop of aloe red, and 1 scoop of Is-Green twice a day will give you more than adequate servings of what it would take with 10 fruits and vegetables per day. So what's going to happen when you put the OPC and the aloe red and the Is-Green in the lineup? You give yourself the basics. But what 2 products are in the Is-Xperia family that specifically address adrenal fatigue? For those that are stressed, for those who have high cortisol levels, for those who have already shown some of the symptomatics, it's called Is-Lean and calorie-free. The Is-Lean is very unique. When we formulated it, we put it together with the green tea, with the maca root, with the ATP, with the licorice root extract, with the artichoke, with the milk thistle extract, with the L-theanine. Is-Lean was designed to help those people make those adrenal systems work. And did you know that the adrenal system and the thyroid system hormonally speaking, are first cousins, maybe even sisters. So whenever you pamper the adrenal, you'll have a much more effective thyroid, and if either one of those glands are deficient, they'll always borrow and make a negative on the other. So we bring in Islean and calorie-free. They are absolutely, that sour green cider apple, that polyphenol, that apple polyphenol in the calorie-free is a complement to the thyroid and the adrenal system. And the neat thing about it is Islean and calorie-free will give that sustained, unique, all-abiding energy. That's called endurance. That's called a sense of well-being. Get out of the molly grubs. Put down the moody blues. Let the body be rejuvenated. Let the immune system become enhanced. Let the pain and the inflammation subside. Let the free radicals that are trying to do damage to us be nipped in the bud. And we do that with the super apple polyphenol nutrition that's enhanced with the liver detoxification, the adrenal, and the thyroid enhancement, all in Islean. It's a good way to do protection. And people who are on Islean and calorie-free day in, day out, much less chance for obesity. What happens in Islean, specifically, Islean and the adrenal system? The Islean is designed to increase resistance to chemical, biological, physiological stressors. We're talking about, hey, come on down, let me build a shield against those chemical, biological, and physical stressors. Then when that happens, you're going to enhance the mental and the physical performance. Islean is a tonic for the adrenal system, a tonic for the thyroid function, a tonic to just make the blood healthier. And whenever you have more oxygen, you're going to have a better cardiovascular system. Your nervous system's going to run smoother. You're going to get a much wholesome, more meaningful, good night's sleep. And then you begin to balance that hormonal dysfunction. Thyroid function better, hypothalamus better, pituitary system better, adrenal system better, and now these hormones are working. And all the while, Islean is protecting and protecting and protecting again, but it protects the liver first and foremost. And when you got a clean liver, you got a much better hormone system. Then we switch to what happens if you get elevated cortisol levels. You know, earlier we mentioned the symptoms of adrenal fatigue. But look, if you don't take precise precision with the Islean and with the calorie-free and bring down the cortisol levels, people with high cortisol levels have weight gain. Abdominal fat cells start getting larger and larger. And the increases of the cravings for the carbohydrates is almost overwhelming. We look at your blood and we see your cholesterol up, your triglycerides up. And if we ask you how you do in the afternoon, what's your 2, 3, 4, 5 o'clock in the afternoon like? And it's always tired. Then when they get home, they overeat, and lo and behold, they have a desire to eat late at night. When all those systems go and the cortisol levels are up, you may get your head to the pillow, you may sleep 5, 10, 15 minutes, but it won't be a good night's sleep the rest of the night, because once that cat nap has happened, it's like the body says, okay, kick him around and let's just see how long we can keep him awake. People with elevated cortisol levels have no libido. People with elevated cortisol levels have low serotonin levels, and that means more depression, less sense of well-being, and a whole lot more food cravings, particularly the things that are salty and the things that are sugary. And lo and behold, if cortisol and stress go on, the brain begins to age and memory begins to shrink. And if you've already got a lower back pain, which is a symptom of poor adrenal system, then the inflammation becomes more persistent. What's happening? We need to get balanced hormonally and in the immune system, And we need to get those old bad estrogens that are trying to beat up and fatten up our fat cells, both in men and women. We need to get them to behave. So we come back to adrenal fatigue, and we say, Isleen, thank you. But calorie-free, you're our big helper, because this particular powerful nutrition is called a green sour cider apple. That apple polyphenol will normalize the reactions to physical stress. It literally helps the body to withstand the adversities, the conditions like workload, physical endurance, bad bosses, the jobs you don't like. Hey, and whenever you put calorie-free in the system, and the apple polyphenol goes into the cleansing mode, into the withstanding mode, you're going to get vital energy. You're going to literally find yourself protected against the smells and the odors that normally would set you off and make you nervous or headachy. As the blood sugars get more balanced and regular, calorie-free is a neat way to balance blood sugars. You're going to literally support physically, literally support the optimal adrenal function. And when the adrenal system goes up, the body gets better. So, Jack, how are we going to undress our stress? OPC, aloe red, and is green. That gives us the 10 fruits and vegetable complement for the day. And then we have two products in the Is Xperia family, Isleen and Calorie Free, that are specific for hormone induction and adrenal spiffing up. You put that in a system, and there's no way that people with obesity can't see the results. But here's what I said at the top of the hour. If you have an adrenal fatigue problem, if you're subclinical, suboptimal in your adrenal system, and some of those factors are in your life today, it's impossible to lose weight. So you have to go to the root cause, and the adrenal system and the thyroid are just waiting for you to undress the stress and make me feel better. It's all in the Is Xperia family.
Dr. Rouse, we had several questions here. What a great job here, and knowing that we need to take the Isleen and also the calorie-free. We had quite a few questions here about the new Select. We're hearing reports out there, and we know it's true, that people are losing weight like crazy. The BMI is getting checked, coming down. The fat is coming off. The waistline is coming down. People's clothes are getting so loose. How can we, and then we know we need this as far as the adrenal fatigue, how can we combine the Select and keep shrinking like everyone's doing, and also work on the body? Can we take those together?
You're talking metabolism, and better appetite control. So sure, the calorie-free and the Isleen are definitely thyroid, adrenal system, better balance, better hormonal balance. Hormones. But now we're talking about, let's make the engine rev up. Let's get the metabolism going. And the Select is it. Put those things together. Use a tablet in the morning. Repeat the dose at noon, and watch the results become even better. And while you're using the Select, you're taking care of your adrenal system and thyroid function even more proficiently when you calorie-free and Isleen on a day-to-day basis. They have a whole lot of good nutritional upbringing, but I guarantee you that people who do try the Select and start losing, it is the perfect solution for continual, fast weight loss.
Now, we had a question here wanting to know that can you only take the calorie-free before meals, or let's say you forget, can you take it at any time after or before a meal?
Gracious, yes. You won't lose one iota of the nutritional properties. Most of the calorie-free is going to do most of the work way down in the large intestine. So, that takes a few hours to travel down there anyhow. Mm-hmm. So, swallow it in the morning, swallow it in the afternoon, and let it go all the way down and work all the way through. So, if you want to take it before, during, or after a meal, have at it. You won't lose one bit of the ability to help your adrenal system.
Okay, we had someone also email us yesterday actually about taking this together, and they wanted to know if they were taking a half of the Select in the morning and a half in the afternoon, and eventually one day they bumped that up to one Select in the morning, one Select in the afternoon. Could they add one Isleen in the morning and a calorie-free in the morning before lunch or late morning, and then another Isleen in the afternoon and a calorie-free before their dinner? Is that too much?
No, that would not be at all too much. You have to understand that in the Isleen we have buttered everything. Each nutrition is shaking hands with the other. So the calorie-free and Isleen are come on at it anytime, anywhere. And the Isleen Select, people will just find their dose. For some it is a half, for others it's a whole, and for some even double. So each person just babies their own self till they find the titration dose that works best for them. But yes, you may mix all three together.
Okay, and then if someone just said they can only take one Select in the morning and that's it, they could, and again, they could take the Isleen in the morning and calorie-free with that, and would it still help them lose weight taking the Isleen and calorie-free in the afternoon without the Select?
Yeah, by all means. I would even venture to say I know some people that have lost better than 20 pounds with Isleen only.
Mm-hmm.
Only that.
Great. Well, this was a great call tonight, and we do have this recorded, and we will be putting this up tomorrow, and this really helps us out. And, the optimal way to lose weight, because we read so many times, it's just not about getting the fat off and getting something to rev us up, but there's so many other problems that are going on in our body, like you said tonight, that can stop that weight loss, and we need to take care of that. So, Dr. Rouse, we appreciate it tonight. What a great call, and thanks, everyone, for being on the call tonight. And don't forget, tomorrow night, same time, same station, with our corporate call. We'll see everyone later, and God bless, and bye-bye.